Hello, dear fans, friends and subscribers. Welcome to the morning edition of the Cricket Happening Show. In this match, I'm going to talk about the match which took place. As you know, there was only one match yesterday, which was played at the Manukau Oval in Canberra, in Australia, and this was the pool. It was a pool. I'm just trying to say. Okay, it's a ICC Cricket World Cup 24th match in Pool B, and this was played between South Africa and Ireland. And South African A.B. de Villiers, the captain, actually won the toss. Chose to bat first. Well, let me tell you, South Africa really battered the Irish bowling to all parts of the field to score. The second consecutive 400 mark. They breached the 400 mark for the second consecutive time as they put on a huge 411 for 4 on the board. It was driven by some brilliant centuries from Amla, who made 159 of 128 balls with 16 fours and 4 sixes, and du Plessis contributing 109 of as many balls with 10 fours and 1 6. And then David Miller and Rossouw blasting it towards the end, putting up 110 runs in just 51 deliveries, a 110 run partnership, unbeaten at that for the 5th wicket, and it came off just 51 deliveries. They were absolutely blasting the deliveries from the Irish bowlers, and they reached a total of 411 for 4, Miller contributing 46. I'll come back to that later. And then looking at the Irish bowling, they were absolutely battered by the South Africans, which was absolutely expected. Even though A.B. de Villiers briefly looked dangerous in his knock of 24 of 8 balls, it was the other South African batsmen who actually came to the party and slammed the Irish bowlers to all parts of the field. For Ireland, this particular total of South Africa proved too much, in the sense it was the weight was proving too much for Ireland, and Ireland had to be content as they were all out for 210. Andrew Balbini was the only person who really played with some sort of real determination, one could say, and Kevin O'Brien supported him with 48. Other than that, there was nothing to really talk about as far as the Ireland bowling was concerned. It was all the talk about the South African batting, which really went berserk, one could call. Well, as far as the match went, it all started with Amla and de Kock opening the innings for South Africa. As I said, it was a good toss to win. It was a good batting pitch. Mooney definitely was getting the ball to move about a bit. They were watchful. Initially, Mooney and Sorensen were bowling, and they had to be a bit watchful, as both Sorensen was a bit costly, but Mooney was definitely bowling into the right areas. First, let's go through the bowling card for the Irish bowlers as to see what is the amount of battering that they received at the hands of the South African batsmen. Mooney 7 overs 2 maidens 1 for 52. Max Sorensen was totally taken to the cleaners as his 6 overs leaking 76 runs. Kevin O'Brien 7 overs went for a real toss as he was slammed for 95 runs with only 1 wicket to show besides his name. George Doctor, the left-arm spinner, got carted for 56 of his 10 overs. Peter Sterling went for 68 of his 10 overs, and Andrew McBride, the right-arm offie, was clattered for 63 runs, but he had 2 wickets to show to his name. Well, as far as South African batting was concerned, definitely it was the John Mooney who produced a quick breakthrough for them in the 3rd over, as he got Quinton de Kock to go and actually nick a delivery, which was very well bowled, I thought. The ball pitched at straight end, and as Quinton de Kock went on to offer a bat to it, the ball actually didn't hit the middle of the bat. It took the splice of the bat, and Wilson behind the wickets took the catch. He was gone for 1. Quinton de Kock probably believed that he was not out, went for a review, but up came the umpire's decision, the 3rd umpire's decision, saying that it was out, and Quinton de Kock had to walk disappointed, pretty disappointed, as he walked back to the pavilion, probably missing upon a good opportunity here to score some runs, especially against the Irish bowlers, and Quinton de Kock was cheaply dismissed for 1. So that was the 1st wicket, so that would have definitely given them a good boost. But what followed later was something that Ireland would probably have expected, but Ireland probably would have thought that they could actually go on and pick up some wickets. But let me tell you, Amla was dropped, so that was a very costly miss. He was not on a very substantial score at the time, but you know how Hashim Amla can hurt you if you drop a chance of him, and that's what he precisely did. He started really hitting. In fact, he combined into a very fruitful partnership with du Plessis, and both of them both actually took the score from 12 for 1 to 259 in the 39th over by playing. Especially Hashim Amla was pretty severe on anything short, and his wrists were rolling like real magic as he unwielded some beautiful strokes. He kept on going over the cover region. He also hit a lot of sixes over the long on and long off region, and he was absolutely playing with a lot of poise and vigor. And at the other end, du Plessis was compared to Amla, he was more a sort of a sedate partner, but du Plessis also was not leaving any opportunity to get runs, as both of them really went on to hurt the Irish bowlers to put on a 247 run partnership in 36 overs, which was great to see. And finally, when the score had reached 259, it was the wicket of du Plessis, who was taken by Kevin O'Brien. Kevin O'Brien clean bowled du Plessis, but not before du Plessis had done a wonderful job in scoring 109 runs of 109 deliveries, 10 fours and 1 6. The score at 259 for 2. Amla followed soon after, but Amla had actually gone on to a big century here. He scored 159 of 128 balls, 16 fours and 4 sixes, as it was Hashim Amla who was out to the right arm offie McBride, as McBride had him snapped up by Joyce. He was gone for, and so basically what South Africa had done by taking the score to 299 for 3 with another 9 overs still remaining, they had ensured that South Africa were going to reach 400. And I would say the blast was provided. A.B. de Villiers came in. He really started right from the word go. He scored a quick fire 24 of just 9 deliveries with 1 4 and 2 sixes. And how happy the Irish bowlers would have been when they saw the back of de Villiers pretty quickly, as Niall O'Brien picked up a catch of the bowling of the right arm offie McBride. He was gone for 24. The score read 301 for 4. But South Africa, as you know, they had a lot of ammunition left in the tank, and that ammunition was totally poured out by David Miller and really Rossouw, who went on to smash the Irish bowlers to the tune of 110 runs for the 5th wicket, an unbeaten stand at that, and it came off just 51 deliveries. They were screeching along at breakneck pace, as David Miller went on to play in his usual fashion. He remained unbeaten on 46 of 23 balls with 4 fours and 2 sixes. Really, Rossouw went on to clatter an unbeaten 61 of just 30 deliveries. He was more severe, one could say, of 6 fours and 3 sixes, and South Africa ran up a huge total of 411 for 4 wickets of their 50 overs. As I said, this is their second consecutive 400 total in the World Cup 2015. So definitely Ireland were definitely going to feel the pressure. There's no doubt about it. It was a big total sorry they had set, and Ireland they started off, they didn't start off in the right note at all. It was Dale Steyn bowling with lots of fire, dismissing Peter Sterling pretty early, as he caught him had him caught behind for 9, and Ed Joyce was taken by Amla, bowled by Steyn for duck, and the score was and also they lost the captain Porterfield, who was Kyle Abbott was the one who took his wicket, as he was caught by du Plessis of the bowling of Abbott for 12 of 17 balls with 2 fours, and Ireland were reeling at 21 for 3, and they were definitely feeling the pressure of the South African huge total. So 21 for 3 in the 5th over. It was Niall O'Brien and Balbirnie at the crease. Niall O'Brien, well, he played some 2 good strokes, but that was it. Kyle Abbott came in and picked up his wicket. He was gone for 14 of 9 balls, and Ireland were 42 for 4, and it soon became 48 for 5, as Gary Wilson was LBW bowled Abbott for duck, and Abbott was really over the Irish batsman. And Kyle Abbott, as I said, he was in the team because of Vernon Philander's injury, but Kyle Abbott really bowled superbly. He had very good figures in the end, as I would tell you. Kevin O'Brien came in, and that was the time from 48 for 5. It definitely needed someone to, like Andrew Balbini was looking pretty good, and he got a good partner in Kevin O'Brien, and both decided to take their time because they definitely had to first rescue Ireland from such a precarious situation at 48 for 4 in the 11th over, and that's what they precisely did. They took their time, they took 15 overs, but in doing so, they took the score to 129 in the 26th over. So that essentially meant that it was as a 81 run partnership between them, which was good to see. But well, and also Balbini played some very good strokes, and Kevin O'Brien did the same too. But well, it only lasted as far as the score reached 129. But then Balbini was looking good. I thought he was the one who was playing with the utmost confidence as far as the South African bowling was concerned. But Balbini was finally, the stand was broken by Moni Markle, who picked him up, caught by Rossouw after making 58 of 71 balls with 7 fours, an impressive 58 at that. And then it was left to Kevin O'Brien and John Mooney. But and then when John Mooney departed, bowled by de Villiers. Now de Villiers, as I said, there was nothing that South Africa needed to worry about. A.B. de Villiers decided to veer his arm over, and what a golden arm A.B. de Villiers had. As actually picked up John Mooney by clean bowling him for 8, and one thought that one of the most recognized batsmen had gone, and now the onus was on Kevin O'Brien, the world record holder, as you know, for the century in World Cups, to do something about it. But well, Kevin O'Brien did his bit, but as I said, the pressure of the South African total was too huge that Ireland had to definitely go for the strokes, and that's what precisely Kevin O'Brien did. But he was a victim of the bowling of Kyle Abbott for 48 of 65 balls with 3 fours and 1 6, and then a bit of a brief resistance from the tailenders. But you know, with the score at 411, well, you couldn't. I mean, they couldn't do much. Doctor was out, bowled by Markle for 25, 57 balls with 1 4 and 1 6. Sorensen produced some entertainment to the spectators by knocking 22 of just 19 deliveries with 3 fours and 1 6, becoming a victim of Markle. Andy McGrath was not out on 2. The match was over. Ireland were all out for 210, and South Africa went on to register a huge win in the World Cup 2015 by 201 runs, which was expected. South Africa got 2 points, so Ireland have made life difficult for themselves now to reach the quarterfinals, one could call. Let's have a look at the South African bowling, how it panned out. Dale Steyn, 8 overs, no made in 2 for 39, but Kyle Abbott was the pick of the bowlers. 8 overs, no made in 4 wickets for 21 runs, coming in place of Vernon Philander, did a marvellous job. Moni Markle, 9 overs, no made in 3 for 34, also bowled excellently. Imran Tahir, 10 overs, no made in none for 50. 2 overs for 13 for Farhan Behadeen. Really Rossouw bowling 2 overs for 13. Du Plessis 4 overs, none for 30. But A.B. de Villiers, the South African captain, making an impression with the ball by taking the Mooney's wicket. 2 overs, no made in 1 for 7. Hashim Amla of South Africa was named man of the match. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that concludes this cricket happening show of mine as far as this particular match is concerned. Well, I'll be back with two match summaries tomorrow. One is the match which is coming up between the host Australia, who is taking on Afghanistan, and they're taking on Afghanistan at a very hard, fast and a bouncy surface at the WACA grounds in Perth. And Afghanistan also have some good pace bowlers, so I think that would be an interesting battle. But we all know that Australians are pretty powerful, but definitely, you know, Afghanistan could show to the world what they are capable of by playing well against Australia. The other match that is coming up is for Pakistan. Another important match for Pakistan. They are going to take on the United Arab Emirates. And Pakistan in the World Cup, we have seen that Pakistan in the past, as I believe 19 years back, when UAE came, Pakistan definitely defeated the United Arab Emirates. So Pakistan would be taking on the United Arab Emirates, and for United Arab Emirates, there would be something for them to show to Pakistan. And for Pakistan, well, they have just got cracking with that victory over Zimbabwe, and I'm sure they would love to win this one. But let's see what is the resistance United Arab Emirates can provide to the Pakistani bowlers and the batting. Well, dear fans, subscribers, that totally concludes this cricket happening show of mine today. Hope you all enjoyed it, dear fans and subscribers. I'll be back with, as I said, with both these match summaries tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye from your host, Ram Studios. Thank you.